You read the books, you listen to the podcast, and you can even quote the neuroscience behind success. Yet, your life hasn't changed. Hasn't changed 1 inch. You're stuck in the knowing-doing gap. It's not a lack of willpower. It's your double bind. It's a double bind where your 50 bits of conscious knowledge are in a fist fight with 11 million bits of subconscious identity. And the 11 million bits win every single time. Today, we're cracking the code, the Congruency Code. I'm showing you how to align your internal bouncer with your external goals so success stops being an effort and starts being an identity. Close the gap. Listen to this podcast, the Congruency Code of the Legit Mindset Podcast. I'm Curtis McCullom. Be legit. There's a dangerous place in the personal development world. It's the space where you have all the books. You can quote the neuroscience, and you know exactly what you should be doing. But your life hasn't changed an inch. In psychology, we call this the knowing-doing gap. In the legit mindset, we call it incongruence. It's when the 50 bits of data of conscious knowledge are in a fist fight with the 11 million bits of subconscious identity. And I give you a hint. The 11 million bits usually win every single time. Today, we're going to be cracking the Congruency Code, where you're moving from knowing the science, knowing what to do, to being the science, become a human being. Welcome to the Legit Mindset Podcast. I'm Curtis McCullom, certified clinical hypnotherapist and the creator of the Legit Mindset. Let's close the gap. Why does change feel like sometimes such a struggle? You know, most people think that they lack willpower, that pushing power. But willpower is only conscious. That's only 50 bits of our resources. And it's finite, and it runs out of gas around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. See, the real issue here, is the double bind. Well, so what is the double bind? The double bind is when you have two conflicting internal maps. You consciously say, I want to scale my business. I want to make more money. I want to have 7 figures. I want to have a better relationship. All of those things that you want to, that's what you're consciously wanting to. But your subconscious map says, people with that kind of money are stressed or lonely or are targeted, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy. See, your bouncer sees your goal. That if it was 7 figures, the bouncer sees that 7-figure goal as a threat to your safety. That's important for us to understand, because of the fact that even though we want to do something, if it's contrary to the subconscious belief that we already have, you're going to be in a fist fight. And always remember, even though something might be good for you, your subconscious mind dictates whether it feels safe in you doing it. So it always trying to keep you safe. So what the bouncer does, it tries to keep you safe. So it treats it as a threat to your safety. And so it does its job. What does it do? It distorts your opportunities. It distorts the facts. It deletes your focus. You aren't lazy. You're just Incongruent. When your thoughts, your language, and your identity are not aligned, going in the same direction, you aren't moving forward. You're kind of spinning your wheels with almost like with the emergency brakes on. Have you seen those on NASCAR when they finish a race and they're just sitting there spinning? They just the foot is on the brake and they got the foot on the gas. They're not going anywhere. They're just spinning, 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 spinning. When you're not aligned, when your subconscious and your conscious thoughts are not aligned, that's what you're doing. You're just driving with your brakes on, so you're spinning. Now, to crack the code, we need to apply the 4 pillars of the legit mindset. You remember the legit mindset is learning, growing, expanding, and transforming. Now, when we look at this as learning, this is the audit. You have to spot the lie. You have to spot the lie. And this is where it really comes in at. So the learning part is the audit. You have to spot the lie. What is the lie? That's where you're saying, I should. Listen to me very carefully here. It's important. This is where you're saying, I should, instead of I am. I'm telling you guys, when I change this language, this language from I should to I am, or even in my affirmations, when I change it to I am a person, wow, it drastically and exponentially just shifted my behavior, and my goals became so much clearer, and I started to accomplish them so much faster. The should language of incongruence. It's an external pressure and not an internal identity. For example, if you say, I should wake up early to work on my book. I should wake up early to work on my book. And what you're stating is that your current identity is not that of an early riser or an author. You saying I should. That's not the subconscious mind doesn't work like that. It's you saying I should. And so it's thinking, oh, okay, no, that's not me. But the audit is catching that should. As soon as you think about should, you start to recognize the underlying identity gap. So the first thing we want to do is to recognize the shoulds, do the audits. The second step is growing. That's the release. That's where we use mental and emotional release. We've talked about that in a past podcast, where we find the secondary gain. See, a secondary gain is like this. It's like sometimes we stay stuck. It's because we're getting something from what we're doing. Even though it's like, yeah, I want to move forward, but I feel good. Okay, I want to start working out. I want to start exercising. I feel good about not getting up early. So the secondary gain would be I want to sleep in, so I don't want to get up. So that's the secondary gain. So what it is, it's the hidden benefit. It's the benefit you're getting for staying stuck. Maybe staying stuck means something you're staying small, right? You're keeping it small. So maybe staying small keeps you safe from criticism. So that's why you stay small. You says, okay, I don't want to be criticized, so I'm gonna stay small. For instance, the subconscious secondary gain for not scaling, right? You say, I want to scale my business, so there is a secondary gain. What might that be? I'm avoiding the pressure of associated with the high level, with the high level responsibilities. So, or maintaining your identity as as a scrappy underdog, that garners sympathy. So basically, when you're a small fish, right? If you're small and you're scrappy, you say, I'm the type of person that I'm very scrappy. So if I get what I want, I can't be scrappy. I can't be that fighter. I can't be always the underdog. That's a secondary gain. You get joy. You get some type of benefit for staying small. And when we release that baggage so that the emergency brake is finally off, things shift. That's when everything starts to happen, when you release that baggage, because that's just baggage. That's a secondary gain. We figure out what that secondary gain is because it's important for you to know what are you getting for not moving forward. That's kind of what that is, figuring out what the secondary gain is. That's releasing. The second part is expanding, the identity shift. That's when we expand your map to to the new behavior that feels like the path of least resistance. We don't just change what you do, we change who you are. And that's the difference. When you are just working on the 50 bits of data or the 5% part of your conscious mind, you are just pushing hard. And that's a path of resistance. So what we do, we help you create the path of release resistance. So the change is that you are, so look at it like this. This means shifting from self-confidence, self-concept from someone who struggles with public speaking. If it was a public speaking thing, right? You say, I want to public speaking, and I do public speaking, but man, it's a grind. It's really just a grind. You push yourself to do it and you feel totally drained for doing it. But we shift that. If we shift that from that struggle of public speaking to now to I'm a confident, I'm a confident communicator. When an opportunity to speak arises, that confident communicator, that new identity accepts it. So you're not struggling, you're not pushing, and automatically it accepts it automatically. Whereas the struggling person uses this willpower to force the action. That's so tiring. Yeah, can we do it? Yes, you can do it, but that's a hard way to do. That's not the way you want to live. You want to live so that when you want to do it, you want to do it because it's a part of your new identity. Then we have transforming. And the transforming is the integration of those three things. This is the automatic phase. This is when everything just working automatically. This is your new identity. So now you have that willpower is on that super highway. We talked about being malleated. You don't need the willpower anymore because you're on this super highway. You've built this insulation in your nervous system. You don't try to lead. You are a leader. The 11 million bits of data is now working for you, not against you. You're fully integrated this identity, which means that you don't have to decide to eat healthy. You simply reach for the healthy options because that's who you are. That's what you do without the conscious debate of thinking about it. How powerful can that be? This episode is brought to you by Bespoke Human Potential Coaching. Oh my God, guys, this is it. This is where the rubber meets the road. Are you tired of the knowing doing gap and you're ready to align your subconscious identity with your conscious goals? Let's talk. We specialize in the science of congruence. Visit Bespoke Human Potential Coaching or CurtisMcCullom.com and click on that button at the top to book your 15-minute clarity call today. Stop, guys. Stop efforting and start transforming. Be legit. Back to the show. So, how do we wire the conscious or this congruency today? First of all, the first thing we do, we perform an identity audit. That's the first thing you do. You look at your biggest goals. And now ask yourself this. What is the identity of the person who has already achieved this? What is the identity of the person who's already achieved this goal? If that goal, if that goal is 7-figure, that person is decisive. That person is disciplined. Are you being decisive today? Are you hesitating on the small emails? Congruency starts with these small micro movements. So the first thing you want to do, the first thing is you want to perform the identity audit. Ask yourself what type of identity achieved this type of goal. The second thing you want to do is kill the shoulds. Kill the shoulds. Every time you say, I should go to the gym, you are reinforcing that you are not a person who goes to the gym. Swap it. I am the type of person that prioritizes vitality. Totally different. Listen to the energy there. Listen to the difference in the energy. One is at the core, and the other is a claim. This is who I am. I'm telling you, I did this. I did this with one of my goals. Is that I am the type of person who consistently earns this type of income. I am. That's who I am. I am the version of the person who does this. When you change that language from just that, I should to I am, it becomes so much more powerful. That one I love doing. And number 3, provide evidence to the bouncer. See, it's easy for the subconscious mind to bounce those ideas out, but your subconscious doesn't care about affirmation. It doesn't care about affirmation. That's why so a lot of times, when people do just regular affirmations, they don't really work. And the reason they don't work is because of the fact that you said an affirmation that, who you want to become, and your bouncer, your subconscious mind kicks it out. Now, what it cannot kick out is evidence. It cares about evidence. What's evidence? Look at it like this. You said, I want to become a fit person. You just don't say it. Put your shoes by the door so that now your subconscious mind sees that. That's not me saying that. That's now me taking some type of action to do it. You'll be more prone to move forward when you put those shoes by the door. That small physical act, that small bit of data, the bouncer cannot delete. It sees it, it feels it, and now it starts to build that first step of myelinating that new identity. You remember myelinating, when we said before, is like the insulating that nervous system, so that now you're on this super fiber optic network to now your new identity. That's what's all about. So basically, give it some true identity. So if you're a writer, you says, I want to write. So put your pad out in front of you at a certain time. It'll kind of start to move you to who you are becoming. Not just an affirmation that I am a writer, but now make some actions towards it, small bits of data to help you move forward. What happens? What happens when you achieve true congruence? What happens when you achieve true congruence? That friction disappears. You stop trying to be successful and you start flowing into success. When the 50 bits and your 11 million bits are finally pulling together in the same direction, you become unshakable. You don't have to think about being a leader. You simply lead. That is the invisible edge. That is the power of a legit mindset. Are you ready to stop fighting yourself and start following your code? Head over to bespokehumanpotentialcoaching.com or curtismccullum.com and book your free clarity call. Do it today. Don't put it off. Let's get together. Let's identify your misalignment. Let's get your identity alignment with your potential. If this episode spoke to that gap that you are feeling, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with the leader who is ready to move from knowing to being. This is the Legit Mindset Podcast. I'm Curtis McCullum. Be legit.